In our first story, as the Ukraine Russia crisis deepens, the US and its allies have issued sanctions against Russia. Meanwhile, the first repatriation flight from Ukraine with 241 passengers landed in India around midnight of 22nd February 2022. US President Joe Biden on February 22nd announced that Moscow will be cut off from Western financing and has imposed unspecified sanctions on Russia in response to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Speaking at the White House, President Biden said that there would be more sanctions if Russia moved further into Ukraine, as he expected it would. Biden said Russia's actions were in violation of international law and therefore the firm response from the US and its allies. He also accused Putin of historic revisionism for questioning the very existence of Ukraine. Biden said, quote, there is no question Russia is the aggressor, end quote. The US has directed a marginal movement of US troops already in Europe into the three Baltic republics adjoining Russia, while asserting that the US did not want to go to war with Russia but would defend every inch of the NATO territory. Biden said that the US would also provide defensive equipment to Ukraine. However, Biden continued to hold out hope for talks with Russia if it is serious, saying, quote, there is still time to avert a worst case scenario. We are open to diplomacy if it is serious, end quote. Russia has said the US and its allies have not responded seriously to its security concerns. Meanwhile, an Air India plane AI-1946 carrying 241 passengers from Ukraine landed in Delhi late at night on 22nd February. The Boeing 787 aircraft left Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, at 6 p.m. and reached Delhi around midnight. Those on board were mostly students who were returning after the embassy advisories. In its advisory, the Indian embassy said, in view of the continued high levels of tensions and uncertainties with respect to the situation in Ukraine, all Indian nationals whose stay is not deemed essential and all Indian students are advised to leave Ukraine temporarily.